What would you do if a guy asked you to sleep on the side of the bed his wife used to sleep on? He goes, "Do you mind if you sleep on the side of the bed? It's where my wife used to sleep."
Yeah, I'd be like, "Where's my keys?"
Keys to what?
To my car to get the fuck out of there.
It's a no-go.
No, it's a go-go.
Hit the line, what's the tea? They talk about everything. Rolls on, I'm calling my mom. Paul is here, Barb too, and they talk about everything. Rolls on, I'm calling my mom.
Welcome everybody to the Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom podcast. This is our Memorial Day weekend special, if you will, that we're doing this.
That's what I was just gonna literally say, like, Happy Memorial Day.
Yeah, this is when everybody's going to be listening to it. We're filming this Sunday and everybody's going to be hearing this. You all are listening to this on Monday. So this is really, really fresh coming at you guys.
Real fresh.
I'm Paul, and this is the beautiful, radiant, post-birthday, 57-year-old Barbara.
Stop. You can't put the age out there.
You're 57,
I'm
right?
38 to 40-ish.
You're out here catfishing the men, sitting there telling everybody she's 38 years old, but she's damn 57. She's damn near 60.
I have a range.
How crazy is it that you're almost 60 years old?
Okay, girl, stop.
Well, I'm not going to lie to everybody right now. I'm fucking tired.
I know. I
Barb
got too early.
Barb had me up at like 7 a.m. on a Sunday doing this because she's booked and busy and going to a friend's house that she needed to make sure that we scheduled this into her schedule. So if this is a testament to tell everybody how much I love the podcast and I love you, that I'm willing to get up at 7 a.m. to do that, that's some real shit.
I did call you yesterday to confirm that it would be. And your friend was like, "That's so sweet."
Yeah, I literally was with my bestie Carlo, and my mom called me, and she's like, "Can I go to so and so's house?" Like, and then I'm like, "Of course!" Like, I'm never gonna listen. We love the podcast, we love doing it, but I'm not gonna have my mom not hang out with people and not live her life to do this. But this is saying like everybody who's tuning in, like, share it to your friends so more and more people listen because like. I'm up at 7 a.m. doing this, so like, come on now.
On his day off, on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a morning person. I'm gonna be real with everybody. I'm not a morning person. I've never been, never will be. I don't care how many times somebody says, "Get a good night's sleep. You're gonna feel revitalized." No, I'm not the Energizer Bunny. I'm not over here. No. I'm always going to want to stay in bed, period.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's 1 p.m. If I have the opportunity to sit in bed and lay in it, I will. That's how we operate over here.
That is how we operate.
I'm up right now and I see someone running down my street. They look like they have a beat face. They have a cute little aloe outfit on. What time are you waking up to do that? And I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I don't.
Yeah, I wake up at 5:30 in the morning on my days that I work,
but you
and
hate
I hate every minute of it.
I know. So I trust you because you actually don't like it. But like the people who are like thriving and are like, "Hi," but I'm like, "Are you okay? What is wrong? Like what?"
No. My girlfriend's house that I'm going to today, she wakes up at that time all the time.
No, but there's a difference between waking up and like being like, "I love life. Hello, 5." Like, no. Do you really? Do you really?
Yeah, there's no reason for it.
None.
Take your time. Just gradually get into the day.
Yeah, stay at home. Get grounded first before you hit the streets.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I can't. I just hear a commotion outside already. It's 8:20 a.m. PST, guys. Okay, on a Sunday. Why are you outside already excited about life?
Like it's California, baby.
I can't. I'm just like, if you tell me that's something that's a make or break on your dating profile. If you say, "I love waking up early and starting the day." Hold on, where's the paddle at?
Yep.
Don't trust you. We can't. We are not the same.
No. I am not a morning person. Even when I go into work on my days, I'm like, it takes me quite a couple hours to get like where I'm starting to talk to people and I put a little smile on my face.
Jordy says we're like cats. We're just in our zone, in our lane,
Mhm.
and you just say the one wrong thing and you might just get it. You might just catch it. Yeah, you might just catch it. 'Cause it's even the early morning flights. Also, I feel like I have to whisper because I'm like, everybody in this apartment complex is gonna hear the "Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom" podcast today. Like, "Hi neighbor, you hear it?"
I hate morning flights. Give me 11 o'clock,
Oh my gosh.
1 o'clock.
I
Yeah.
lose sleep over the fact that I know that I have to get up.
Me too.
I'm like, "How can you comfortably enjoy sleeping when you know you have to get up at the crack ass of dawn or ass crack of dawn and crack
Do
ass?"
all of that
Yeah.
when you get up. Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm gonna take a sip of water. I never usually do this, but it's a little bit of a morning breath. We gotta wet the whistle. It's still early.
I have I have mine too.
You know,
Isn't
that's
it
cute.
isn't it cute? Yeah, I love it.
Do you know how to work it?
Yeah, oh, but, like, it has a built-in straw, like, I could just go,
Uh,
"Oh."
Ew, I don't like that. That's too much. That's too much. Maybe you should put that on your dating profile and see what you bring in. I can slurp my water bottle through a straw. Oh, yeah, but big disclaimer to the "Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom" podcast. If you wake up just out of, like, life and wanna get up at, like, 6 AM, listen, if you have a job, that's one thing. If you just like getting up at 6 AM and are excited about the day,
We're not having it.
yeah, sorry. No. Hard no, I can't. Well, speaking of getting good rest and enjoying themselves, you had a nice little birthday extravaganza. Barb finally saw everybody. I mean, we should have been getting paid to plug the movie over here because we said it so many times last episode, but she finally saw her Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. Ugh.
How did you cry?
Um, I didn't cry, but
Girl,
there's some things, like, happened that I'm like, "Aw."
like
Like,
what? He jumped across out of an airplane and fell?
no, no, I can't say. I don't wanna ruin it for people. It's amazing. It's action-packed, action-packed.
What could you possibly even set it up like you were in distress watching a goddamn Mission Impossible movie with Tom Cruise
First of all,
fall?
the action and stuff, some of it, there's a scene that even I looked at Brett, I'm like, "I have anxiety about this scene." It was like, yeah,
Oh my gosh.
you you have to watch it, and then you'll know,
I
because 'cause you'll
can't.
say the same thing.
Did I have anxiety watching Tom Cruise? I'm good. We already know what's
It
gonna
was
happen.
so good. It was so good.
What do you rate it? 5 star 5 out of 5 stars?
5
Girl,
stars.
ain't no
Yes.
way. Ain't no
Yes.
way.
Everyone is always 5 stars. And to know, like, that he did all the action stuff and how it's all done, yeah.
You should just delete the dating apps and, find Tom Cruise or a lookalike at this point. You're, like, over here, like, bursting at the seams for your love and like, "We got it, we got it. You like him, we know."
I like his movies. I per se don't like
Yeah, his little
but
Scientology ass.
yeah, but
You
I
you
love his
you love
movies.
problematic men. My
Uh,
father, Tom
uh,
Cruise, who else? Well, you did like Johnny Depp, but then you had to
I reeled that one back in.
yeah, we don't play like that over here on the Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom podcast. We believe women.
But it's not the ones that I like, it's just the ones that are, like, good actors. I'm more about the acting and stuff than the actual personalities.
Oh, that's how I felt too. I never really had a celebrity gay crush. Like I never like, you know how everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, I love Jake Gyllenhaal," or "Oh my gosh, I love Pedro Pascal." And it's like, everyone has their like panties all like, "Ooh, I love this." The one that I did ended up being a fucking
Oh,
cannibal. So if there's not a past gene
oh
here
my god.
where we love problematic
Oh
men,
my god, that's hilarious. Yeah, right?
I was like, "You're kidding me. The one time that I take a chance on you and you wanna eat people? Seriously." I literally was like, "Oh my gosh, he's so handsome."
You did love that guy.
I loved his acting because I
Mhm.
obviously, as a basic gay, I fell in love with the hold on, I'm calling my mom. Call Me by Your Name.
Yeah. Yep.
And
That's the one you picked.
I'm like, and he's out here eating people alive. I'm sorry. I had to
Oh, so don't be,
No, he got, like, the chop real quick. Like, I was like, I can't. Like, I'm like, "You're gonna do that to me, Army? I can't be
yeah,
rocking with you if you're eating people. I'm sorry. Not into
no,
it.
no.
Nope, nope, no."
That's a big no. Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that I feel like morally I can't align myself with, sorry.
Like, where do we go from there?
Yeah, no, nothing. I mean, I won't have any limbs after my first date with him.
No.
Well, so you've been, using that AMC pass, and she's been swiping away. I'm like, I just was saying to Jordan that I've not been to the movies in forever. There's so many movies that I'm like, I've missed out on that I have not seen. Sinners, every time I wanted to go see it, the one with
Yeah,
Billy.
it's always sold out.
I know, and I'm like, I can't do a movie
Yeah.
where I'm elbow to people, like, I'd rather watch it fizzle out than jump the gun and see it with a crowd of people because I don't wanna hear someone commenting the whole time about their like, I can't do that. But we were talking about all these new Disney movies that are coming out. I haven't even seen Snow White. Literally, they
Oh, the new Snow White. Yeah.
yeah, like, Disney's cranking all these new movies out, and I have no interest in seeing any of them. Do you feel that way?
I mean, yes, I feel that way. Like,
Like, Snow White, I didn't really I don't know, to me, it just felt like
Lilo, that one
uh,
looks cute.
you see, I don't know, I don't
It
have a
looks a little
connection.
cute.
So you would
Yeah,
see Lulo?
I would. That's cute.
This is my PSA on the podcast. Disney needs to go back to the drawing board. I feel like now we're just getting sloppy with just crunching things out and just saying, "We know people love nostalgia. We know people love the brand, that they're just gonna go and see the movies." I need a little bit more thought provokingness in the
Well,
and
now they have it like real life with that kinda
I
stuff
know, but
instead of like old school Aladdin and Little Mermaid, like that
But
kinda stuff.
hold up. Okay, so that's my biggest gripe of where I knew they were getting everything just wrong.
Yeah.
This is my big thing. I really have a problem with this, and this is what my big issue with that part of the Aladdin movie in particular, and I'm saying this with my whole chest. If you were gonna do Aladdin with the best Disney princess of all time, Jasmine, you better make sure you were giving us her iconic 2 signature looks when she starts off with this, you need this, and if you're really about that life and you know, especially the gays like me who are going to ride hard for that, is the two-piece outfit in red that she has when Jafar locked her ass up in the sand time capsule. That was everything. That look was everything, and they didn't give that to us in the live action.
And don't mess with Paul. He knows
Yes.
Aladdin, all right?
Oh
He
my gosh.
knows word for word.
Yeah,
W
I love Aladdin. When I literally had this pinky
There
almost get chopped
are
off, my mom went to McDonald's and bought me the Aladdin 2 toy of Jasmine in particular, and they're like she's like, "Oh, it's for my son," so they, like, gave you the boy toy, and you're like, "No, actually, I need the Jasmine toy for him." They're like, "Oh, okay." I was like, what, 8? Yeah, I don't play
Uh,
like that with Jasmine. How
mm.
are you gonna do the movie and not give us that? That's why to me, Disney I might watch that tonight this morning. I might put that on while I'm eating breakfast after this. I got
Aw,
I got a lot of
that's
time to
cute.
kill. It's 8:30 in the morning. I have a lot of time this Sunday.
Why,
And
did they make a real Aladdin?
yeah, remember with Naomi Scott, the girl from she was in, Smile too. She was in the Power Rangers. She played another iconic role of my favorite Pink Power Ranger.
Oh, I
She was in
forget that
Charlie's
one.
Angel exactly.
Yeah.
Also, really quickly, a disclaimer on that. I know I'm always, like, riding hard for the 2 outfits and Jasmine. Like, now as a grown adult, I found out that she's 16 in that movie. Girl, you should
Being being suitored by a 50-year-old man.
I no, I think Aladdin was young too, but I'm just
Yes,
like,
but wasn't sh the dad wanted her to marry Jafar,
the
right?
s the Sultan should be more worried about what his daughter's walking around here in at 16 years old He's trying to pimp her out to get her married. Oh, Jafar, yeah, Jafar's old ass. That's who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's trying to
that's
marry her
who
off
he
to some old
yes.
ass, but he's got her out in the skimpy like, come on now, let's reevaluate what we're laying down here on our daughters. 16 years old,
Oh,
why?
Aladdin.
Who at Disney thought that that was okay?
I know.
Who thought that she should be rocking that at 16 years old for little girls to see? I'm sorry. Why is she serving at 16 like this? What is this?
There's a lot of
Girl, she's serving body at 16. Like, I don't know who's walking around like that's a problem. I always like I mean, Jasmine to me is not necessarily obscure in terms of Disney princesses. Like to me, she's the baddest bitch, period. But like also she was kind of part of my gay awakening story. So I always have loyalty to her. It's like her, Amy Jo Johnson, the Pink Power Ranger. Like yeah. But
Kimberly.
yeah, like they're iconic.
Triceratops or whatever.
Girl, what dinosaur is that? No, it's Triceratops, saber-tooth tiger. Yeah, that was like the
And this would be you at the TV.
Enamored.
Like you couldn't talk to you couldn't nothing. You wouldn't move, you'd just stand there.
Enamored. But I said my underrated, I mean, she's not technically a Disney princess, but I feel like they dropped the ball with that one because they should have made her one. Esmeralda from The Hunchback. Stunning. Stunning. She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Why isn't she getting her own moment? Why didn't we like put her on a pedestal?
Yeah, true.
Esmeralda ate down. She was like that. To me, I was like, oh shit. Like it's Jasmine, Esmeralda, like they were just gorgeous. Like, I'm sorry, sometimes you could think Cinderella and Aurora Sleeping Beauty could be the same person sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like we need character development. And then Ariel popped up. And then that's why I was like, oh, okay, she's a little ginge. She's spicing things up over here. And she's breaking rules. She's pushing boundaries like no one
Totally.
else.
Totally.
The other girls,
Rebel.
yes.
Rebel.
The other girls like her weren't pushing boundaries like her. Like she really took it, you know, like when
I mean, Jasmine pushed boundaries. She told the Sultan no. She didn't want to get married.
She
She
did.
wanted to go and see the world.
Yeah, but
A
Ariel,
whole new world.
girl, I'm sorry. Say that again. Let's clear that throat. A whole new world. We can't sing the whole thing or we'll get sued for copyright, so that's all you're getting. But Ariel, I felt like pushed the boundaries in a different way. Like she was so determined that she was like, I'm not even gonna be a mermaid anymore. Like that's crazy.
She wanted legs.
She did. And she got them.
She
So
did.
I feel like Ariel was interesting. So that's my hot take on the Disney Princess Girls. Please feel free to chime in and let me know what you think. But I stand firmly on that.
And he knows his princesses.
I do. I don't play around. Well, you know what these Disney princesses and Barb have in common?
Oh Lord, what?
They're all beautiful and radiant and have something special.
Aw. And we're all trying to find a damn man.
That's what I was gonna say. They're all out here trying to have their fairy tale happily ever after happy ending. Kind of like Barb's dating journey as of right now. We have not found our Prince Eric, we have not found our Aladdin. We have not found our Jafar. No, I'm just kidding.
Ew. No, we found a lot of Jafars.
We have found a lot of Jafars. That's the problem.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Well, this is week 3 that you were out here. We were on the apps. We've gone through some messages. We've gone through some people.
We've gone through them all right.
You know, how are you feeling?
It's like a Disney movie.
Is it? Are you getting swept away on a magic carpet yet?
What do they say? You got to kiss a lot of frogs before
Yeah.
you meet your prince. There you go.
The Princess and the Frog, Tiana. Okay, that's what it's giving right now.
Let's just leave it at that. A lot of frogs before that prince comes through, I guess.
This is all in preparation this season to get you more comfortable communicating with men, just getting yourself out there. So, our season finale, we can do our live matchmaking game that we're going to do with you, I, and potential men that I'm going to accumulate for you just to, see how Barb's going to spit her game and use all the knowledge that she's gotten this season and put it to good use.
Yep, that's what we're doing. All right.
But we had Deb on last week, our sex therapist, friend of the podcast. And I really thought that, she gave good insight. I felt like you walked
Yeah.
away being like, okay, like you felt, you tell me. I'm not going to speak for you on here.
No, I think everybody we have on gives great advice. Kind of opens you up a little bit like, okay, what you're thinking, like, oh, okay, I'm
Not opens
thinking.
you up. Girl, it's 8:48 a.m. Chill. She said, you're
I'm
good.
lost for words now. Yeah, like they all give you insight into this journey. Yeah. And when you're thinking one way, and sometimes they validate you thinking that way also.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
That when you're
Yeah.
feeling like a little like, they're like, "No, girl, this is this," and you're like, "Oh, okay, great. An
Yeah.
expert in their field is saying this. This means that I feel correctly about what I think." So,
Yeah, and just even like the nerves or what I'm thinking like are bad signs. They validate like, yes, that is a bad sign. That is
yeah,
not. Yeah.
they're saying run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we have on this week Dr. Alex, clinical psychologist. We've had her on season 1 and we're bringing her back on again. We love her.
We love her.
And, we're going to discuss with her, Barb, you really wanted to talk to her about, how soon is too soon to move into a relationship after being in a relationship. Like, pretty much, is it okay if you just want to be alone or be by yourself? And like,
Right. Do you need to date to decide to be alone? Or is it okay to be like, you know what? I was in one. I want to take my good old time, if any, or never, to do
exactly.
this again.
Literally, just never, just going to be single, big blue, and
Just
call it a
never
day. Yeah.
call it a day. Don't gotta
Well,
sit and worry about anybody's feelings. Don't gotta sit and worry about anybody in general.
yeah, you don't have to worry about anybody changing your Mission Impossible marathon. You're like, bitch, this is my remote. This is my house. This is my TV.
That's right. If I want to sit there for 8 hours and watch all 8
And she
movies,
will, and she will, and
then
she
I
will.
will. Don't mess.
Don't mess with Barb in a Mission Impossible marathon. Well, so
That's right.
how are you feeling right now?
I'm hoping Dr. Alex can bring more insight into me thinking just being by myself is a good, healthy thing. The validation of that I want.
Yeah, well, I think we should get into our hold the fuck up moment of the week
Yes.
before we bring Dr. Alex onto the podcast, and let's see what we're working with this week, shall we?
Shall we?
So let me tell you something.
Okay, you ready for this hold the fuck up moment?
Oh, I can't wait till what this week is.
Have you been checking your dating messages, or have you kind of wait until I vet them for you a little bit this week?
That you go through them first.
Oh, okay, got it. So
Yeah,
say
I don't want to be, because if I do it first and it's discouraging, like, then I just will lose interest.
no, I'm your matchmaker for you, so I'm vetting them for you. So
Yes, because if I keep doing it and I like the first 3 are like, I'll just put it down and be done with it.
I promise you we're gonna get somebody good on here. I know we will, because people are probably thinking, bitch, this is a mockery. I know. That's why we're doing this on the podcast. But I'm like, we haven't gotten some solid ones yet. I mean, it's slim pickings in New Jersey for Barb, and some of these people out here are looking crazy and they're sounding crazy. So I'm just
Yeah.
disclaiming that.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Randy, who's 59.
Okay.
Hi, Barb. Wasn't sure I'd ever be on one of these apps, but here I am. Figured it's time to start putting myself out there again. A little bit about me. I'm big on classic rock, and I still believe in picking up the phone instead of texting. Barb loves that.
Yeah.
Quick disclaimer, and I only say this because I believe in being upfront. I lost my wife earlier this year.
Oh.
It's been a tough adjustment, but I know she'd want me to find some happiness again. That said, her things are still around the house. I haven't really brought myself to move them yet. Just wanted to be honest in case you've ever come over and noticed. didn't want you to think I was hiding something. Anyway, if you're someone who values honesty and good conversation, I'd love to continue the conversation further.
If Randy still has stuff around the house, he's not ready. He's
Oh.
trying to be ready, but I don't think he's ready. I don't think like, I wouldn't mind if they still had, like, a picture or something, like, maybe 1 or 2. That's okay because you don't wanna forget about them altogether, but if they still had, like, everything around the house,
What
that's
happens if you went to the bathroom and her robe is still in back of the
yeah, no.
you can't do that.
No. That shows me, like, he's in the bathroom, like like,
It's still
smelling.
up. Oh my gosh, no. The scent is still lingering.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's some things that you have to do, I feel like.
Like, you'd feel like you're competing with a ghost?
Yeah, yeah,
No,
like,
not you would feel
that he's not ready to let go. Like, he's saying he's putting himself out there, but I don't think he's really ready to do that.
also, he said earlier this year, feels a
That's
little fresh to
soon.
me.
Yeah,
Feels a little
yeah,
fresh.
yeah, I
Unless they
think
had
he's
a
just
prior conversation.
lonely.
Yeah.
Like, he's just lonely, and probably on the date, he would probably talk about her a lot.
Yeah, I respect the
Yeah.
honesty and
Mhm.
transparency of it, but it did throw me through a loop where I was like, "Hold the fuck up. Your wife just passed away this year. That feels
Yeah.
it we're only in May. That feels very
Yeah,
fresh."
that's fresh. So he's probably not moved on from her. He would probably talk about her a lot, which is fine, but I don't think that I think he needs to go to a therapist, not
A date?
eat.
Should we connect him with Dr. Alex later in this episode?
Yeah, we'll ask her first about
What would you do if a guy
him.
asked you to sleep on the side of the bed his wife used to sleep on?
Like, literally said that?
What happens if he didn't disclaim any of that? There were no memorabilia, nothing in the house. It was this just came out of left field, and the first time you guys were gonna cuddle, he goes, "Do you mind if you sleep on the side of the bed? It's where my wife used to sleep."
Yeah, I'd be like, "Where's my keys?"
Keys
Yeah,
to keys to what?
to my car to get the fuck out of there.
It's a no-go.
No, it's a go-go.
That's not a vibe for you'd be out. That's a
I'd be out.
really?
You know how quickly I get icked. Do you not
Yeah.
think that would ick me?
You haven't washed the sheets since her scent's still see, yeah, no, I can't. Ew, I'm getting grossed out thinking about being on someone else's sheets.
Yeah. Yeah, no. 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 Bye.
Well, that makes me think, what would your dating app disclaimer be? I've only been with one person my whole life.
Definitely not that disclaimer.
Nothing. You don't feel like you gotta disclaim nothing to nobody.
Mm-mm. Because that's when how you get to know someone. You put it all out there, then you need to leave some things to talk about.
It wouldn't be that you're a frequent visitor at ShopRite, or your disclaimer should be, you still pay your car payment
In
through
person.
in person and through a check.
It's not through a check, it's through cash.
Okay, but it's in person.
It's in person.
You drive to the bank to take out the cash, take it out, and then go pay it. That's some old lady shit.
It works. I just feel comfortable doing it. I don't know why.
You're
Because
just
it's
clean.
right down the street.
Girl, it's old lady. Come on now.
Look, I just got Venmo.
Barb spends her time literally texting me saying, "Can you pay my coworker $15? She just bought me an acai bowl and I need to Venmo her. Can you send the nail lady $18 to tip her? I'm like, girl, we need to get you on Venmo. That's
Yes.
crazy. You don't want to be 60? Girl."
Yes, I know.
Okay, you ready for this hold the fuck up moment? This is from Jean, who is 62 years old.
Okay, let me breathe. Okay.
Girl, don't go in with that energy already. This could be it. Maybe I love it and it stood out to me.
I know. All right. Go. Go, Jean.
Okay, let me read on behalf of Jean. "Hi there. You seem special. Different.
The way you say it, though, the way you're reading it, give it a little bit more.
I can feel it.
Hi, this
I
is
can
Jean.
Hi there. You seem special. Different. I can feel it just from your pictures. Honestly, I almost didn't message you because I've been hurt before, and I'm not sure I can handle another disappointment. I've deleted this app 3 times already. Every time I start talking to someone, they ghost me. It's exhausting. So if you're just here to chat for fun, or if you're not serious, Please don't respond. I really can't take another letdown right now. I give everything in relationships, maybe too much, but I've learned the hard way that people don't appreciate loyalty anymore. Anyway, if you're someone who's ready to actually build something real, I love to talk, but only if you're ready to match my energy. Life's too short.
Okay, Gene. Gene knows what he wants. And both our guests so far sit and say you need to know what you want and what you don't want. So I give it to Gene. He knows what he wants. He doesn't want any of this back and forth. He's obviously looking to get serious. So go, Gene.
You're into this message from this man on your dating app.
I'm into that he's putting out there exactly what he wants. I am impressed that because that's what both our guests have said. You need to put out, you know what you want and what you don't want. And he's putting it out there. He's not sitting there going back and forth and wasting his time. He wants something serious.
Girl, it's manipulative as fuck.
It is?
Yes. I don't
No.
play games with me and sit here and try to be like, I deleted the app. I don't want to hear that bullshit.
But maybe he did. So he's being honest.
I don't need to know it. Girl,
I
you love
think
manipulative men. Right.
no,
Hold on.
I think he's being honest.
Something about you.
He's not for me.
Problematic men and manipulative men. We're
He's no,
learning.
no. He's not for me.
But you like the message?
I think he's stating exactly what he's looking for and what he's not, and he doesn't want to play games.
No.
Yes.
This message is giving pity me. Feel bad
I
for
don't
me.
think so at all.
What?
Because like me, I'm not, if I felt pity, I'd be like, oh, I'll reach out to him and maybe it'll be no. He's saying, this is what I want. This is what I did. This is what I don't want. Don't bother if you're not interested.
I
in
really
this.
can't take another letdown right now. Like, Gene, save the fucking, it's a pity party. I can't do it. The fact that you're even falling for this bullshit.
I don't think people are pitying him. I think people are going to be like, okay, he needs to do, this isn't for a certain such a person out there looking for somebody.
I know, but it's not even warm and welcoming. It's so like,
yeah, because he's like, I don't want that. This is what I want.
It's too aggressive to me. I don't like it. It's too aggressive. It's too
I think it's to the
trauma
point.
dumping. It's too manipulative. It almost feels like a tactic to make you feel bad for him, to talk to him. I don't like it.
I feel like only talk to him if you're serious about getting into a relationship. Other than that,
it's giving.
Don't why are you going to waste my time sitting there talking to me and doing this and going back and forth if that's not what you're looking for?
It's bringing me back to a person in my mind that it's already like, I just see their face with red flags all over it. There was this guy who we had a lot of mutual friends, and we were at one point in this like same social circle, and he liked me, and he was older than me. I didn't like him like that. And it was very like clingy. It was very like this, like to me, very like, I'm gonna tell you like how I feel and you feel sorry for me, and like pressure you almost to feel bad for them. And I remember he would like always try and try. And there was one time specifically, I was leaving a party with him and our friends, and he was like, will you come back to my house? And I was like, sure. Like, I felt pressure to say it because it was just the way he like led up to it. And after I said it, I'm like, I don't want to go over this person's house. Do you remember this story?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to go over this person's house because I don't want to wake up next to them. Like, I'm not into it. And why am I doing this? I don't want to do it. So I remember we were going outside to leave, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to come over. And he got so upset. It feels like this message, like, are you going to do the same thing that everybody does to me to make me, oh, I really thought you were different. And I'm like, look, you're not my boyfriend. I'm not going to be fighting with you on the sidewalk about why I'm not coming over your house. I don't want to, period.
That's what exactly. So don't reach out to this guy if you don't want a relationship, period.
So Gene,
I'm moving on from Gene.
So you're going to leave that in the inbox and not respond?
No.
Okay, but you support the message or you don't support the person.
Correct. I
Yeah.
support the message, not the person. Yes.
Got it. Okay. Well, I'm glad you feel that way so strongly because I'm wondering if you're going to feel that strongly about our segment of Would You Ever this week.
Oh, Lord.
Not you fanning yourself already. Okay. So I know last week we went through some potential men, to see the people that were peeping at your profile. But this week I wanted to give you a real story to get Barb's personal hot take on it of would she ever do this? All right, Mom. This is
Yes.
actually based on a real story. So
Okay.
don't say I'm making it up because
Okay.
it's real.
All right.
Would you ever secretly donate your son's sperm to help his ex-partner have a baby without telling him?
No. Absolutely not.
Uh,
No. How you can't even do something like that.
Okay, hear me out. So this woman and her husband split up, but they had embryos frozen from when they were trying IVF. Years later, the husband's mom still had access to the clinic account because she helped them pay for the process. So what did she do? She helps the ex-wife use the embryo because she was still close with her and wanted a grandchild. She didn't tell her son. He found out after the baby was born and sued.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't. That's morally you can't do that. Like that's a whole moral kind of
I'm not buying this from you because
no.
the
No.
the
I
mom
would that would be like so the daughter-in-law, did she have
the daughter.
the daughter? Was she in another relationship? Or
No.
she just wanted to have a baby?
She just wanted to have a baby.
Yeah, no.
You see, you thought about it. So look,
No. I thought about it because I was like, I was thinking about it like legally and stuff. First of all, how does the mom have access to that? Like,
'cause she paid for it.
okay.
So money talks, honey.
No,
She had well, look,
that is
I
not her. That is not her bodily
not her bodily fluids.
fluids or anything about her for her to make
That is
that
not her
decision.
DNA.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that is the woman's decision, but that's the man's decision. Like, that's a whole moral
I don't
kind
know,
of
girl,
thing.
because
Yeah,
you might be given same energy on this because you and the mom could see eye to eye on this, and I don't care if you're gonna lie. You would
no,
be like, "Look, you 2 might be over, but I still want that baby because I want a grandkid, so I'm gonna go to the ends of the
no,
earth to get it."
no. I would love a grandchild, but I would never ever do something like that. You went against your own son and didn't tell him you were impregnating his ex-wife.
Okay, so this is good to know that you're not gonna link up with an ex of mine and try to have
Absolutely not.
but I'm laughing because I'm like, you always low key, like, it's actually not low key. You want a grandkid and you put it out there. And it's the funniest thing because both your kids are gay and they both say to you, like, no, I don't want kids. So I'm like, I don't know. You're saying no, Barb, but I think you could go to the ends of the earth and make sure you have a grandkid happen. So I think you're putting
But
on a
I
front.
would wanna do it the right way, that little child's coming in already with baggage. The baby's born with trauma.
Would you ever?
Absolutely not.
Where's
No
the
matter
butt?
how bad I wanted a grandchild, I would never do that. No mother should do that.
Listen, moms don't play when they want a grandkid.
No,
Don't
that's
get
selfish.
that is selfish.
Yes.
So, could you expect the son wanting to repair or have a relationship with his mom after that?
I I I
I'm saying no. If you do that, if you did that to me, I can't trust you ever. Do you want to the ends of the earth to do some crazy shit like that? No,
Ye yeah,
I'm not forgiving you on that. Sorry, there's no way to work past that.
yeah, yeah.
You think you could? Because Barb is a Captain Save-A-Ho. She wants everybody to be.
Kumbaya.
Yeah, she'll forgive anybody for anything. So you're gonna tell me, would you forgive that if you were the son?
I mean, maybe just keep the mom around as just a very
But what do you get out of that? Because you do
Uh,
that. I'm like, what are you getting out of that? That's how you are as a human. You keep people around just to be like, well, I guess I'll just keep like what, but why? What's the point? We're so different in this. If you're somebody, I don't care if you're a family or not, if you do something to me and you do me wrong and you don't take accountability, you're out. You're out in my life. I can't deal with it because I can't work with somebody who gives me nothing. If you give me nothing and don't work to it,
so what if the mom took accountability, begged for forgiveness, explained her reasons behind it, wanted to do whatever it took to mend that relationship? Then what?
I think I could respect. I'm always a big, big, big supporter of anybody who is about taking accountability. And if you can say I did wrong,
Yeah.
not saying I need to accept it in that moment,
Right, right.
but I think that I could appreciate if somebody was honest with me on that. I think I would give them maybe the time to explain themselves. I don't know if I would still want to welcome that person in my life
Right.
as consistently. I don't know if I
Right.
could. That's a
Right.
really big betrayal. That's like backstab. That's beyond.
Yeah, yes, and that's what I mean, like, where would you would have to draw some kinda line in the sand, but then it's again, you would feel like, "Oh, it's my mom."
But first of all, though, like, what was their relationship like before too? Like, is it completely out of character for her to be this overbearing, crazy bitch? Like, I mean, it's like,
That's yeah. That mom didn't respect her son. Do you know what I mean? Like, there had to be some kind of conflict in that relationship for her to go to such extreme behind her own son's back to then merge up with his ex-wife. So there can't be a very trustful, honest, loving relationship there. There had to be some underlying beef.
100%. Well, don't get any ideas, Barb, and think that you're gonna steal any,
I
of
know.
my listen, we know you want that grandkid, but it's recorded here, documented that Barb would never go to the extremes to do that, to get a grandchild, so
That's not my choice to make.
that's not our choice to make. But Barb
That's
deep
right.
down inside is like, "You fucking kids better give me fucking I'm 57 years old, where are they?"
I already told you the deal, so
What is that?
it's me or the kid.
What, that we're taking care of? Oh, yeah. That's why I'm up at 8 AM on a Sunday for this podcast to make sure we get Barb the little guest house in the back.
That's right. No grandkid, it's
That's it.
all about me.
Well, it's always about you. This whole podcast is about you, Barb, and that's why our next guest is also gonna be able to be in this conversation and be all about you as well. Because
Exactly.
Barb wants to know if she's doing things the right way and her journey and slow progression to getting out there. Does she need to officially be with somebody to make her complete and happy? Does she need to find companionship? Barb thinks it's a red flag when you go from long-term relationship into another long-term relationship. So you, as my mom, think that I give red flags because I go from long-term relationship to long-term relationship. So you're talking about me. So I can't wait to literally you're talking about me.
Well, when you put it that way. No, but you had a little time. It's not like you
A year, like
literally
a year and a half. That's it. That's not that
but
bad.
that's not bad. I'm talking people who are, like, done and then immediately
Well,
go.
see how I just turned that all about me. Let's get back to you, right? Let's get back
Let's
to
get
you.
back to me. Let's bring our guest on.
Yeah. So let's welcome clinical psychologist, friend to the podcast, Dr. Alex Hamlet. So you might remember from our episode about every parent has a favorite child, which Barb still swears she doesn't. You might have also seen her work, with NBC, CNN, and the Wall Street Journal. Welcome to the podcast, our friend, clinical psychologist, Dr. Alex. Hi.
Hi.
You
How
look so
are you?
pretty.
You do. As we're
Thank
in our little onesies.
And
you guys look better than I do.
Barb today, like as we were talking, she's like, I kind of want to talk to Dr. Alex about the emotional component. Like, is it okay to like
Yeah,
use
is it okay to like, I feel like our age, we go to extreme. Either we go full in right after something and we go date and date and date and we don't find ourselves, we don't do anything, or to the extreme that we're like, nope, we're not dating. And then years go by and you're like, oh, geez, it's been like 6 years. Oh, it's been 8 years and no dating, no nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
such extremes. And
Yes.
I'm like, is that healthy to not have that at all?
My mom said our age. She wasn't speaking for you. She just always doesn't want to say her age. So she's
Yes.
always like, our age. Like she doesn't want to be classified as like the only 56-year-old. So I wanted to point that out that my mom does not think you're 56, but that's
Oh,
like her blanket.
Absolutely not. I just say our age because I think I'm 30 to
Yeah, she's like, it's our, yeah, you know, you kids, we're just
Us-
all in it
us
together.
girls. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
us girls, us
Yeah.
ladies,
Yeah.
us ladies.
Yeah, but I mean, you ask a good question. You know, I think it depends on the person, whatever is healthiest. Some people, they get out of a relationship, it wasn't necessarily as abusive or toxic, and they can get back on the saddle, and that helps them to move through. And then some people, they have a little bit more emotionally to deal with and process and lick their wounds maybe and kind of reset, and then that would be a healthier time to jump back in. But I mean, I'm guilty of it. I've done my healing and now I'm just avoiding.
yeah, yes, that's yes.
Yes.
Well, see, so Dr. Alex, that's where I struggle with because I go, am I overstepping boundaries? Is it fair for me as a son loving your mom so much? And I love you too. So now I'm rooting for you, but loving my mom so much that I'm just like, you just know like what great qualities this person has. You know how much love that they have. And I watch my mom's love be misplaced as somebody who didn't get her. So then you're like, oh my gosh, like now my mom could be like jet setting to like Mykonos or wherever she wants to go. And I'm like, have a really good companion because I know she's capable of it. But it's almost like, is she just tired of the bullshit or is she just being like avoidant? You know, that's the difference.
I don't know. What do you think, Barb? Are you avoiding a little? Are you
Absolutely.
yeah.
I think it's a
Well-
little bit of avoidance, scared, don't want to make the same mistakes, never been out there to know what mistakes are mistakes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
We love
Yeah.
self-awareness on this
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, the only, and I'm telling myself this as I tell you, the only way to really know that you can trust yourself is to experiment and put yourself out there and trust that whatever you've gone through in your past is very unlikely to be repeated if you're scared of making the same mistakes,
True.
right?
Yeah.
That awareness is there, and sure, you'll probably stumble a little bit, but not to, you know, the level of what you might have gone through already.
That's
Right.
powerful.
That is powerful because then you almost think, okay, I say, oh, I'm not going to put up with this. I'm not going to do this. I have this standard, this. And then knowing me, I think then it makes me afraid because I'm like, oh, I can talk big sometimes.
She's going to fall back into bad habits.
Yeah, that I almost am like, oh, is this just me? And I'm saying it. But then when it comes down to it, I'll be back into something that I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Is she going to retreat back to her old ways, essentially, is what I'm
Yeah.
gathering from her.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is something you've like explored before, but what would you say your old ways are?
Enabling.
Okay.
Period.
Okay. Maybe putting someone else's needs before yours?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Like that's kind of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom
Yeah.
is the most selfless being in the whole world. Everybody knows I can always like, you know, give her shit, but I love her so much. She's so nice. And she doesn't like, and this is where I step back, Dr. Alex, and like to pretend I have a doctoral degree like you do in clinical psychology. And I'm like, oh, wow. You know, my mom came from a family that I felt like, you know, when you're young, she clearly didn't get something that felt like she was validated as a human. So her love language was to seek out somebody that she could fix because she's innately good. at giving selfless love. And somebody took that, didn't appreciate it the way that they should have. So then this like fairy tale land of make believe that she dreamt would be there at the end isn't realistic because that person wasn't the right person to give it to. So it's almost like she had all of those like nuts and bolts to make the perfect thing. Well, not perfect because I don't like to use that word, but like great. And it just didn't work out.
Right. Well, I guess it also depends on what you're looking for at this stage, Barb, right? Like you're in a position, I'd imagine, where you've lived a pretty good life solo, and this might be like icing on the cake, right? Where you don't need someone, you want someone. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
So it might be easier to pick out kind of, I think women especially, we get very focused on the outcome of something and we're like, we got to make it work. And we kind of start to push down signs that it isn't working.
Yeah.
Because we like to, we're committed and we like to fix things and we don't like to say goodbye, I don't think.
I don't.
I certainly don't. But the beauty is at this stage in life, don't really need anyone.
Right. Well, that's my question. You know what I mean? The ultimate question. I don't need anybody. I guess I want someone, but is it unhealthy just to go on as I'm going on and just be like, I'm good? Like, is that a healthy thought too? Or is that just suppressing things so I don't have to be a big girl?
I think the only way to know for sure is to experiment. I think it could be healthy, but you have to experience both in order to really know.
Yeah.
Being alone and dating and seeing how you feel. Yeah.
It's interesting though, because my mom's mom had like multiple men in her lifetime. And like, it was kind of crazy because at the end of her life, she still kind of had a man in a weird way. Like, it was like that was somebody that always kind of had somebody there. And then my mom had like her aunt who she was really close with, and she passed. My mom's like, I don't even ever remember her being with anybody ever. So it's weird how like my mom saw two sides growing up.
Yeah.
And I always wonder if like that nurture versus nature plays into that factor of like,
where's that middle ground?
yeah, kind of, yeah.
I bet you it did come into play a little. And there's no right or wrong way to live. The research shows that all you need in life to be psychologically healthy is to be intimate, and it doesn't have to be physical intimacy, intimate with one other person. And that's all we need. And it's incredible to think about that in the day and age of all of the followers and all of the, social media apps and dating apps too. So I wouldn't say it's unhealthy to, be by yourself as long as you have that 10 out of 10 closeness with someone. And I wonder who that someone is.
And your kids don't count. Yeah.
Well, I do wonder well, that's a good question. Do your kids count? I don't know. I mean, they could. I think it really all depends. Like if you have, close relationships that matter to you and they're not romantic relationships, but you really do feel close, emotionally to them, like that's all that really matters.
The culture we live in, it's so much very pushed that like you need to have a partner or significant other. And I think that's kind of where this conversation deeper goes to, right? It's like, when someone says to my mom, oh, you're so pretty, your mom's got it going on. It's more of like, I want her to know she's capable of it and not being scared of it. I think the difference is like being avoidant and fearful is different than not wanting to do it.
Correct.
And that's where I really think we got to decipher the two, because for me, it's like, I don't want to get up to go to the gym, but I do it anyway because I know I can do it and I can get it over with. I'm not like saying, oh, I want to lose weight and I'm just scared of going to the gym. You get what I mean? There's two, to me, those are different. That's just laziness or not wanting, or avoidance, I guess, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. Barb, if you are kind of in that boat of, I don't know if I can, of course you can. It's more, just proving that. And that will be liberating, even if you decide not to continue dating long term. You'll, be able to walk away from it knowing, okay, I wasn't scared of this. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, I know I'm speaking for her, but I'm like, that's ideally because I said, it's like I get conflicted, right? It's like you love your parent, you want them to be happy, then as we're going through this journey, I'm thinking, oh, well, if I put my mom out there, then I'm kind of like pushing her to endure some type of heartbreak because that's inevitable in some point or time, right? But then it's like also there's a lot of beauty of being able to share your life with somebody that can be your best friend. And my mom's a very like monogamous, emotionally connected human. Like I think I've gotten that from her where like I'm sexually attracted to somebody like, great, you have abs and you're gorgeous, but like what else? Like that doesn't like get it going. And like that's fine.
Yeah.
You can look hot, but like I need more than that too. You get what I mean? And my mom's very much like that too.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, I know she would want to have somebody that could give her that and do things with. So it's like that double-edged sword where I'm like, do I push her to do this? Do I sit back? Because I know my mom, and if I didn't push her to do this and have her on a podcast to take accountability, she'd be still on that couch watching that Mission Impossible marathon right now. So
I saw that. There's like a bundle.
There is. And I've
Well-
watched it 50 million times and it's still just as good as the first.
I'm like, honey, you need a man to do that with. Like, it's great that you do that by yourself, but have a little cuddle buddy with you to do that.
Yeah. I think that's where I'm saying, if you're such an outcome driven person and have been in the past, which is a great quality, right? We want to see things to completion. We want to be successful and achieve, but you'll start to notice some things that maybe make you question if moving forward makes sense and having that fixed outcome on this is going to work. You might question that more.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how far you've gotten, Barb, in like this whole dating process.
Not too far.
Yeah. We're just warming her up. You're episode 4. So we're just getting started. So yes, that's why we're like, we need Dr. Alex on because she needs a breakthrough.
Because that's what I was saying. I'm like, I could be okay by myself, can I? Like, that's healthy, right?
But it's almost like she's talking herself into believing that because I feel like the saboteur is telling her, no, it's going to fail. That's what you know. You only know failed relationships. Why even put yourself out there? And I feel like I see my mom believing that.
Just like you would be skeptical of getting the ick from a sneeze and falling in love on a first date, right? We want to also be skeptical of like focusing on being alone all the time is healthy, or because it can be, but the fact that you're so attached to it is probably the less healthy thing.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. I think we always want such clear answers out of life, right? We want to know if what we're doing is the right answer. We want to know if what we're doing is the wrong answer.
In this case, you hanging on to this sadness a little more actually could help because emotions can be teachers. So if you're like, oh, like this sucks. I wish I had someone to go do things with, especially on a day like today, that could override the fear at some point.
Okay.
Right?
That's a positive.
It is. I mean, we tend to be very comfortable with certain emotions, even if they're negative. Like anxiety is like my buddy, even though we have a hate relationship,
Yeah.
I really push away sadness more than I would anxiety. But I've learned, we got to hold on to it sometimes because it can teach us what we really want.
Like, I don't necessarily want a relationship versus just
like you want someone to hang out with.
Yeah. Like,
but, girl, you were going to fucking catch feelings and you're going to want to stop, please. She acts like she doesn't want a relationship. You're not going to want this guy going out, seeing other women, and coming back to you.
That's
You're not. She's good. She'll be crazy. She'll be crazy if that happens.
Yeah.
That's the Gemini side.
But I feel like you have friends, good friends.
I do.
Right?
Yes, totally. Yeah.
So you want more than a friend, but
okay.
I think trying out different apps can be good. I learned you can hire someone to talk to these people for you.
I do. For free.
I was like, oh my God, sign me up.
Wait, is it a matchmaker? Well, that's should I get Barb? You need to start paying me then.
Yes, you gotta start paying him.
Yeah, cut me a percentage. Is it like a matchmaker or is it something separate?
something separate. Like I guess it's kind of lying because someone's pretending to be you,
Yeah.
but I don't want to deal with that. Like, so
Dr. Alex, there he is, right there.
Wait,
He's
Dr.
available. He's available.
I am. Well, no, my mom's the only. I can't take on. I have my own relationship that I'm in. I can't take on another. Like 2 is enough for me. I'm good.
that's why I'm excited for you, Barb, because ultimately you may decide you don't want to date long term, but you've avoided for a while. And I think it's going to be liberating to just see that you can stumble through it and figure it out, just like Paul did.
Just at a different age.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, this is where the parentification comes in, which I love. And this is me saying, okay, she's been along the ride with me when I've gone through ups and downs in relationships or situationships, whatever you want to call it. Now it's my time for her to take that driver's seat, and I'm going to be the passenger, and I'm going to be the person that's saying, okay, mom, so like, well, do you see this side? How can you work? Like, that's really
Yeah,
where
I'm
it's
definitely not alone in this. Like,
Yeah.
I know I have the support, but I also have people who have my back that would be like, mom,
honest.
why, go forward, mom. Like, you know what I mean? Like both ways. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. The worst case scenario is it doesn't work out, and then you're exactly in the position that you're in now, which seems like pretty good. But also, like, whatever you decide, own it. If you decide not to, and it's because you want to live your life in other ways, then, commit to living your life in that other way, and if you do, then own that too. If you decide to like go for it and try and have some fun, because what's the point if you don't, right?
Yeah. Yes.
That's perfect.
That's perfect. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
That made me feel good. I was like, okay, like the way Dr. Alex says it, it's that very like like comforting therapist voice where I'm like, okay, see,
Yes.
it's not that bad. Like I feel like I'm walking out of the chair in your session. Like I feel like I'm there now, and I'm like, all right, we're ready to go. We can take on the world again. Well, Dr. Alex, we love you. I literally could keep talking to you about everything, and it could turn into a personal session of mine. So before that happens, we will let you go. Please let everybody know where they can check you out.
Thank you. I'm on Instagram and LinkedIn, Facebook, if anyone uses that, Hamlet Therapy. And my website is hamlettherapy.com.
Yes, check it out. If you're in the New York tri-state area and you need a good therapist, she is your girl, because she's talked me and Barb into some better directions with our like these last 2 episodes. So thank you, Dr. Alex. We love you.
Thanks, guys. I love you guys. I was so excited to come today.
Oh, thank you. We were just as excited, just so you know.
Yeah, we were. Well, thank you, Dr. Alex. Love you tons. Appreciate you coming on here.
Bye.
All right. Bye. Yes, Dr. Alex. We love her.
We love her. That was so good. Informative, answered my questions.
I just love how much of a good therapist she is, because it's just calming.
Voice.
I know.
I know.
Listen, I told Dr. Alex I'm on a hunt for a therapist right now. So I'm like, girl, I literally texted her already and was like, let me know, like, please, I'm serious about the referrals. Girl, I need a good therapist in my life, and I'm willing to put out the money.
Yeah.
Well, how are you feeling in the journey right now? Where do you feel at? And hearing her and just, things that we've been doing the past, 3 weeks now?
It's good. I mean, I'm a one who process things. So like I'll sit back now after listening to it.
I'm like you. That's why I say we study first and we analyze before.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to sit and like think about what she said first and listen again. And
you got to write in your journal that I got you to process all of your feelings and emotions.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Are you hopeful that you're going to find?
I think so.
I think
there
so
has
too.
There has to be a couple of them out there, right?
I believe it. Not what was his face?
Not Gene, but
not Gene, Randy.
Oh.
All these names are just getting too blended together.
They really are.
Well, I know next week is going to be a really fun week for our guest that we have on, because my mom's best friend, Judy, is coming on to the podcast.
She is.
I literally was like, who is a better guest to bring on in this process than someone who's known my mom longer than I have. And it's somebody who Judy is also single. My mom and her have been friends for forever, but she's going kind of similarly in the same kind of life that you are right now. It's like,
Yeah.
she's rediscovered who she is, changed things in her life, and is dating in her 50s. And I just think she is fucking hilarious. And I know she's got good stories because anytime I'm around her with you guys, it's always
We
like,
just laugh. Yeah.
oh my gosh, she is one of the
Yeah.
funniest people, and she always has a good story. So I think it would be really nice along this journey with you to hear her giving you some tips of advice of like, Barb, watch out for these kind of guys. Hear her own personal experience, and you take away with that what you will. We're excited for Judy to join us next week.
Oh, we surely are.
As always, everybody, thank you for listening to us every week. We're excited to keep going on this journey for you guys tapped in and tuning into Barb's self-discovery and love journey. Please feel free to get into the conversation and reach out to us at Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom podcast at gmail.com. Please like, share, subscribe, follow, do all of the good things to keep the Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom podcast brand expanding for us. Because Barb, she wants that guest house in the back. You heard it here first. She's not getting a kid, so I got to take care of her.
That's
so please
right.
subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom. Please, if you're listening on Apple and Spotify, share to a friend, share to a parent that you love that maybe you need to give them a little bit of advice to get out there and start seeing people. Just spread the good word of the Hold On, I'm Calling My Mom podcast, please.
Yes. Ditto.
That's where she's just waiting for this one part. We just tell her to be quiet during this and then chime in on here, Barb.
All right. I'm hanging up now. Bye.
Call you later. Love you.
Call you later. Love you.